Without good blocking, your team's not going anywhere. Cisco blocks cyber attacks for customers around the world, including the entire Fortune 100 and the NFL. Because when the game is on the line, and it's always on the line, the NFL relies on Cisco.
Yeah, team we don't know very well from last time we played them was 19. But, they have a lot of familiar faces, certainly in the coaching staff. Ron, has done a great job, throughout his career. Player, coach, coordinator. Carolina, Washington, kind of, taking over that transition period in that franchise. 3 really good coordinators. Jack's obviously, very experienced and a lot of success as a head coach, coordinator, player for that matter. Same thing with Bieniemy. Bringing a pretty explosive offense to Washington. Nick's done a good job in the kicking game. They're solid, consistent. Those 2 guys have really, big legs. They can change field position. Got a lot of range. Way and sly. So, aggressive returners. So, well balanced team. Defensively, caused a lot of problems. Negative plays, tackles for loss. Real good in the low red area goal line. Offensively, Howell's been impressive. Spreads the ball around, gets it to everybody. Quick release. Obviously, they throw a lot of passes, but they don't have many negative runs. They do a good job there, and again, he's used all his receivers. Obviously, McLaurin's a great player, but the tight ends, the running backs, Dotson, Samuel, all the receivers, he uses all of them. And, so again, a very experienced coaching staff, well-balanced team, and, team that we don't know well, so we need a lot of good preparation time here this week, and be ready to go on Sunday.
How drastically does their defense change, Bill, with the 2 trades they made yesterday?
Yeah, well, they play Hill and Smith Williams. They rotate them in there anyway. I'm sure they want to play the rookies, so I don't think they would have traded them if they didn't feel good about the guys they have behind them, and I can see why. So we'll be ready for them. There's plenty of film on Hill and Smith Williams.
The trade deadline yesterday, was it a busy day for you guys?
Yeah, we're getting ready for Washington. Spent time getting ready for Washington.
Do you think you'll fill the open roster spot today, or will you
Yeah, I don't know. See how things go here. Not sure.
So when you say you spent time getting ready for Washington yesterday, is that just there wasn't much that sort of percolated on the trade front for you guys?
Yeah, again, we talked about this the other day, how, personnel department, coaching department, we talked about that last week. It's just another day of that.
So there really weren't even any decisions to make on your end?
If there was anything to talk about, we talked about it. There wasn't anything to talk about, then I worked on Washington. Personnel people worked on personnel things.
We know how difficult the business is. How much do you feel for Josh today, this morning?
Yeah, I started about it this morning. Again, just trying to get ready for Washington.
I know the news is just 8 hours old. Would you be open to him possibly coming back if he had interest?
Just getting ready for Washington.
Matthew Slater mentioned after the game that you can do everything as a coach, until you're blue in the face, but it's really up to the players to go out and execute. How do you go about making sure that your message is still motivating your team?
Yeah, coach team best I can.
Bill, I'm really not trying to beat it in for you, but I just want to clarify. You mentioned the personnel department handles the trade stuff, the trade discussions maybe with other teams. But you are part of the personnel department. It's your
Phil, this is the same thing we've talked about. We've talked about this 50 times. If they have something that they think I need to know about, then we talk about it. If I have a personnel situation that I think they need to know about, I tell them about it, and then they look into it. It's the same thing I've said the last 50 times we've talked about this. We work together when there's something to work together on. When there isn't something to work together on, then I coach, they do personnel.
I was just trying to clarify, just because you make it sound like two different things. Our understanding is
Yes, if there's something that we need to talk about, then we talk about it. And if there isn't something to talk about, we'll just sit there and stare at each other all day. Like, we both have other stuff to do. Not both, but like their department, the coaching department, like there's other things going on. So I'm just going to sit there and stare at each other and, see if the phone's going to ring or there's going to be some bulletin on the news or whatever. Like, we have stuff to do.
How much work did you guys do on Terry McLaurin prior to that 19 draft? And what do you remember?
We do all the players in the draft. Just had a great career. He's really very explosive player. Threatens all three levels of the defense. Very good after the catch. Really, all those guys are. But he can make plays down the field, intermediate, catch and run plays. He's quick. Plays a lot of different positions. They move him around. But they get the ball to everybody, so it's not like all the targets go to him. But he's clearly one of the top players in the league. There's no doubt about that.
He was like a core special teamer, right, at Ohio State?
Well, a lot of these guys, and they're younger, they, are used. But he's a tough kid. Yeah. No, again, he's good with the ball in his hands. He's a problem. There's no doubt about that. I'm just saying Howell does a really good job of using his backs, his tight ends, all of his receivers. Crowder, whose numbers aren't that high, but he's a key guy for him too. So Howell does a great job of getting the ball out, seeing the picture, throwing it to the open guy, and he uses everybody. And McLaurin's the best one.
Bill, as far as historic franchises go with Washington, where do they stack up as far as their history and place in the league, in your opinion?
I don't know. It is what it is. They were, George Preston Marshall bought the team, moved it to Washington, had it for a long time, sold it to Cook. Cook won 3 Super Bowls with Gibbs. Snyder bought it. They've rebranded in the last couple of years. It's one of the older franchises in the league. I don't know.
What do you see from Howell as he's developed over the course of the year?
Yeah, as I said, he's he didn't play much last year, but he's having a really productive year this year. He's athletic. He can run. He's tough. He's not a big guy, but he's a tough guy. He can scramble, make yards on his own, but I wouldn't say he's like just take off and run. He throws the ball more than, he's got like the second or third most pass attempts in the league. Whatever it is, it's a lot. And, he's been hit, gets up, shows good toughness, really competitive guy. They've been in a lot of close games. He's made some big plays for him. For young guys, but we didn't see him play last year, but this year he's done a good job for him.
What does the offense lose with Kendrick for the year now, and how do you replace that?
Yeah, well, it's like some other guys that aren't able to play. It gives other players opportunities, and we'll see what they do with them. Some guys have stepped in, really done a good job for us. Jennings, Mike playing right tackle. Just go right down the line. Pop. These guys have had opportunities. They've stepped in, played well, helped themselves. Barmore, So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. At that spot. All right. Okay. Thanks.